In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to become overwhelmed with multiple tasks and distractions. We live in a society that values multitasking. But the truth is, trying to do too many things at once can hinder our productivity and overall success. That's why in today's message, we're going to discuss the importance of focusing on one thing at a time, and how it can positively impact our lives. I know firsthand the struggles of trying to juggle multiple responsibilities, and constantly feeling like we're falling behind. But I also know that it doesn't have to be this way. By learning how to focus on one thing at a time, we can turn things around and achieve our goals with greater efficiency and effectiveness. So, if you're someone who constantly feels overwhelmed and scattered, know that you are not alone. But also know that by listening to this message, you are taking the first step towards regaining control of your time and energy. So let's dive in and discover 5 practical ways to focus on one thing at a time, and ultimately achieve greater success in our lives. Starting with number 5. The 5th way to focus on one thing at a time to achieve your goals is to take breaks. Now, I know what you're thinking. Taking breaks doesn't sound like a way to achieve my goals. It sounds like a way to procrastinate and waste time. But let me tell you, my friends, taking breaks is not about wasting time. It's about recharging your batteries, refocusing your mind, and ultimately becoming more productive. We live in a fast-paced world where we are constantly bombarded with information, distractions, and responsibilities. We are expected to be on top of everything all the time. And in the midst of all this chaos, we often forget to take care of ourselves. We forget to take a step back and breathe. We forget to give our minds and bodies the rest they need. But here's the thing, my friends. We are not machines. We are human beings. And just like any other machine, we need to be maintained and taken care of in order to function at our best. And that's where taking breaks comes in. When we take breaks, we are giving ourselves the opportunity to recharge and refocus. We are allowing our minds to rest and our bodies to relax. And when we come back to our tasks, we are more energized, more motivated, and more focused. We are able to tackle our goals with renewed vigor and determination. But taking breaks is not just about physical rest. It's also about mental rest. You see, our minds are like a muscle, and just like any other muscle, it needs time to rest and recover. When we constantly push ourselves without taking breaks, we are putting ourselves at risk for burnout, stress, and even mental health issues. But when we take breaks, we are giving our minds the opportunity to process information, to reflect, and to come up with new ideas and solutions. Think about it. How many times have you been stuck on a problem, only to take a break and come back with a fresh perspective and a solution? Taking breaks allows us to tap into our creativity and come up with new and innovative ideas. But let me be clear, taking breaks does not mean being lazy or slacking off. It means being intentional with our time. It means setting aside specific periods of time to rest and recharge. It means prioritizing our mental and physical well-being in order to achieve our goals in the long run. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, but Jim, I have so much to do, I can't afford to take breaks. And to that, I say, you can't afford not to take breaks. Trust me, my friends, I have been there. I have pushed myself to the brink of exhaustion in pursuit of my goals. But I have learned that taking breaks is not a luxury, it's a necessity. In fact, studies have shown that taking breaks can actually increase productivity and creativity. A study by the University of Illinois found that participants who took short breaks throughout the day were able to maintain a higher level of focus and performance compared to those who worked continuously without breaks. So my friends, if you want to achieve your goals, you must make taking breaks a priority. And here are a few tips to help you incorporate breaks into your daily routine. Firstly, schedule your breaks. Just like you schedule your tasks and appointments, schedule your breaks. Set aside specific times throughout the day to take a break. This will not only help you stay on track with your tasks, but it will also give you something to look forward to. Secondly, disconnect during your breaks. In this digital age, it's easy to get caught up in the constant stream of notifications and emails. But during your breaks, disconnect from your devices. Go for a walk, read a book, or simply sit and enjoy the silence. This will give your mind a break from the constant stimulation and allow you to recharge more effectively. Thirdly, do something you enjoy during your breaks. Use your breaks as an opportunity to do something that brings you joy. Whether it's listening to music, practicing a hobby, or spending time with loved ones, make sure your breaks are filled with activities that make you happy. And finally, be consistent. Taking breaks may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to constantly being on the go. But trust me, with time, it will become a habit, and you will start to see the benefits in your productivity, creativity, and overall well-being. My friends, taking breaks is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of self-care and self-awareness. It's a way to ensure that we are able to achieve our goals in a sustainable and fulfilling way. Now, to number 4. The fourth way to focus on one thing at a time in order to achieve our goals is practicing mindfulness. Now I know what some of you may be thinking. Mindfulness? What does that have to do with achieving our goals? Well, let me tell you, my friends, it has everything to do with it. In fact, I believe that mindfulness is the key to unlocking our full potential and reaching our desired success. But before we dive into the benefits of mindfulness, let me first explain what it means. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware in the present moment, without judgment or distraction. It is about slowing down and paying attention to our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. In today's fast-paced world, it is so easy to get caught up in the chaos and lose sight of what truly matters. We are constantly bombarded with distractions, from social media, to emails, to endless to-do lists. And in the midst of all this noise, it is easy to lose focus on our goals and dreams. But practicing mindfulness allows us to quiet the noise and tune into ourselves. It helps us to focus on the present moment and be intentional in our actions. And this is crucial for achieving our goals because, let's face it, success is not built overnight. It requires consistent effort and focus, and mindfulness can help us stay on track. So, how exactly does mindfulness help us achieve our goals? Well, for starters, it helps us to be more aware of our thoughts and emotions. Often, we are not even aware of the negative self-talk or limiting beliefs that hold us back from reaching our full potential. But by practicing mindfulness, we can observe these thoughts and emotions without judgment, and then choose to let them go and refocus on our goals. Mindfulness also helps us to stay present and not get caught up in the past or the future. We cannot change what has already happened, and worrying about the future only takes away from the present moment. By staying present, we can fully focus on the task at hand and give it our best effort. Furthermore, mindfulness helps us to be more intentional and purposeful in our actions. It allows us to be fully engaged in what we are doing, rather than just going through the motions. And this is crucial for achieving our goals because every action we take towards them matters. Another benefit of mindfulness is that it helps us to be more resilient. Let's face it, the journey toward success is not always smooth sailing. There will be obstacles, challenges, and setbacks along the way. But by practicing mindfulness, we can learn to accept and navigate through these challenges with a calm and focused mindset. We can let go of the things that are out of our control and focus on what we can do to move forward. But perhaps the most important way that mindfulness helps us achieve our goals is by helping us to stay true to ourselves. In today's society, it is so easy to get caught up in what others are doing and lose sight of our own path. But by practicing mindfulness, we can tune out the noise and listen to our own inner voice. We can stay true to our values, passions, and goals, and not be swayed by external influences. So, how can we incorporate mindfulness into our daily lives? Well, it starts with small intentional actions. It can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths before starting a task, or taking a short walk outside to clear our minds. It can also involve setting aside a specific time each day to practice mindfulness, whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence. But the key is to make it a habit. Just like anything else, mindfulness takes practice and consistency. And the more we practice it, the more it becomes a natural part of our daily routine. Moving on to number 3. The third way to focus on one thing at a time to achieve your goals is by using the Pomodoro technique. Now, some of you may be wondering, what is the Pomodoro technique? Well, it's a time management method that was developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s. The word Pomodoro is Italian for tomato, and it was named after the tomato-shaped kitchen timer that Cirillo used to track his work intervals. The basic idea behind this technique is to break down your work into smaller, manageable chunks of time, with short breaks in between, to help you stay focused and productive. So, why is this technique so effective? Let me tell you, my friends, it's because it helps us overcome one of the biggest challenges we face in today's world: distractions. We live in a world where distractions are all around us, whether it's our phones, social media, or the constant stream of notifications. and these distractions can easily derail us from our goals and prevent us from achieving our full potential. But with the Pomodoro technique, we can take control of our time and our focus. It's like a shield that protects us from distractions and allows us to channel our energy towards our goals. It's a simple yet powerful tool that can make a significant difference in our productivity and ultimately, our success. Now let me break down the process for you. The first step is to decide on the task that you want to focus on. It could be anything: studying, writing, working on a project, or even household chores. The key is to choose one task at a time and give it your undivided attention. Next, set a timer for 25 minutes, and during this time, work on your chosen task without any distractions. This is called a Pomodoro session. After the 25 minutes are up, take a 5-minute break. This break is crucial because it allows your mind to relax and recharge before you start the next session. Repeat this process 4 times, and after the 4th session, take a longer break of 20 to 30 minutes. This is your reward for completing 4 Pomodoro sessions, and then you can start the process again if needed. Now you may be thinking, 25 minutes is not enough time to get anything done. But let me tell you, my friends, it's not about the quantity of time, but the quality of time. When we have a limited amount of time, we tend to work more efficiently and with a sense of urgency. And this is exactly what the Pomodoro technique does. It helps us work with a sense of urgency and focus. But that's not all, my friends. The Pomodoro technique also helps us in another important aspect. It helps us avoid burnout. Many of us have a habit of working for long hours without taking breaks, and this can lead to burnout and decreased productivity. But with the Pomodoro technique, we have built-in breaks that allow us to rest and recharge, which in turn helps us avoid burnout and stay motivated. Now I know some of you may be thinking, I don't have the time to take breaks every 25 minutes. But let me ask you this, my friends. Do you have the time to waste on distractions and unproductive activities? The truth is, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and it's up to us how we choose to use them. The Pomodoro technique helps us make the most of our time and use it wisely. But like any other tool, the Pomodoro technique is only effective if we use it consistently. It's not a one-time thing. It's a habit that we need to incorporate into our daily lives. And I promise you, my friends, if you commit to using this technique, you will see a significant improvement in your focus, productivity, and ultimately, your success. Now, moving on to number 2. As we all know, life can be hectic and overwhelming, with endless distractions pulling us in different directions. But if we want to achieve greatness and reach our full potential, we must learn to eliminate distractions and focus on one thing at a time. Now you may be wondering, why is this important? Why should we focus on one thing at a time? Well, let me tell you, my friends, that focus is the key to success. It is the driving force behind every great achievement. Think about it. All the successful people you know, whether it's in business, sports, or any other field, they all have one thing in common. They have an unwavering focus on their goals. But in today's world, distractions are everywhere. We have social media, constant notifications, and the never-ending stream of information bombarding us. It's no wonder we struggle to focus on one thing at a time. But if we want to achieve our goals and live a fulfilling life, we must learn to eliminate distractions and focus on what truly matters. So, how do we do that? How do we eliminate distractions and focus on one thing at a time? Well, my friends, I'm here to tell you that it's not an easy task, but it's definitely worth it. And today, I'm going to share with you 3 powerful strategies to help you eliminate distractions and stay focused on your goals. Firstly, we must identify our distractions. Before we can eliminate distractions, we must know what they are. Take a moment to think about the things that distract you the most. Is it your phone, social media, TV? Once you have identified your distractions, you can take the necessary steps to eliminate them. For example, if your phone is a major distraction, turn off notifications or put it in another room while you work. If social media is the culprit, set specific times during the day to check it and stick to those times. Remember, my friends, distractions are not just external factors. They can also be internal, such as negative thoughts or self-doubt. So, be mindful of your thoughts and learn to quiet your mind when needed. Secondly, we must prioritize our tasks. We live in a society that glorifies busyness, and we often feel the need to multitask to get everything done. But the truth is, multitasking is a myth. Our brains are not wired to focus on multiple things at once. When we try to do too many things at once, we end up not doing anything well. That's why it's crucial to prioritize our tasks and focus on one thing at a time. Start by setting clear and specific goals for each day, and then prioritize them based on their importance. This way, you can focus on the most important tasks first and give them your undivided attention. Finally, we must create a distraction-free environment. Our environment plays a significant role in our ability to focus. If we're surrounded by distractions, it's almost impossible to stay focused on one thing. So it's essential to create a distraction-free environment, whether it's at work or at home. This could mean finding a quiet place to work, turning off the TV or music, or even investing in noise-canceling headphones. Also, make sure your workspace is organized and clutter-free. A cluttered environment can lead to a cluttered mind, making it difficult to focus on the task at hand. My friends, I know these strategies may seem simple, but they are powerful. By implementing them in your daily life, you will be able to eliminate distractions and focus on one thing at a time, leading you closer to your goals. But remember, it takes discipline and consistency to make these strategies work. It won't happen overnight, but with practice, you will see significant changes in your ability to focus. Now, I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. As we strive to eliminate distractions and focus on one thing at a time, it's essential to remember that we are in control of our minds. We have the power to choose our thoughts and actions, and that's what sets us apart from other living beings. So, let's use that power to our advantage and stay focused on our goals. Now, on to the number one way to focus on one thing at a time. The number one way to focus on one thing at a time is to create a to-do list. Now I know what you're thinking, a to-do list? That seems too simple. But let me tell you, this simple tool has the power to transform your life and help you achieve your goals in ways you never thought possible. First and foremost, a to-do list provides clarity and direction. When we have a list of tasks laid out in front of us, it becomes easier to prioritize and focus on what is truly important. It allows us to see the big picture and break it down into manageable steps. As the saying goes, a goal without a plan is just a wish. A to-do list is your plan for achieving your goals. But creating a to-do list is not just about writing down tasks. It is about setting specific, measurable, and achievable goals. Each task on your list should have a clear purpose and contribute to your overall goal. This will help you stay focused and avoid getting sidetracked by less important tasks. Another benefit of a to-do list is that it holds us accountable. When we have a list of tasks to complete, we are more likely to follow through and get things done. It serves as a constant reminder of what we need to accomplish, and gives us a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment when we can cross items off our list. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of a to-do list is that it helps us manage our time effectively. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but it's how we use those hours that determines our success. A to-do list allows us to prioritize our tasks and focus on what is truly important. It helps us avoid wasting time on non-essential tasks and allows us to allocate our time and energy towards our goals. Now, I want to address a common misconception about to-do lists. Many people believe that a to-do list is a rigid schedule that must be followed to the letter. But that is not the case. A to-do list is a tool, not a prison. It should be flexible and adaptable to changes in our daily lives. Life happens, and unexpected events may arise that require us to adjust our plans, and that's okay. The key is to stay focused on our goals and use our to-do list as a guide to help us get there. So, how do we create an effective to-do list? First, start by writing down your ultimate goal. What is it that you want to achieve? Be specific and make it measurable. Then, break that goal down into smaller, actionable steps. These will be the tasks on your to-do list. Remember to be realistic and only list tasks that you can realistically accomplish in a day. Next, prioritize your tasks. What needs to be done first? What can wait until later? This will help you stay focused on the most important tasks and avoid getting overwhelmed. And finally, make sure to review and update your to-do list regularly. As you complete tasks, cross them off your list and add new tasks as needed. This will keep you on track and ensure that you are always moving towards your goal. Now, I want to address those of you who may be thinking, I'm not a list person. Trust me, I understand. I used to be the same way. But once I started using a to-do list, I saw a significant improvement in my focus and productivity, and I know you will too. It may take some time to get used to, but I promise you, it is worth it. In today's message, we're going to talk about something that affects each and every one of us at some point in our lives. The failure matrix. It's that feeling of being stuck, of constantly falling short, of not living up to our own expectations or the expectations of others. It's a frustrating and demoralizing place to be in, and it can seem like there's no way out. But I'm here to tell you that you are not alone. I've been there myself, and I know firsthand how it can feel like you're trapped in a never-ending cycle of failure. But I also know that there is a way out, and that's what we're going to be discussing today. I've spent decades studying and learning from some of the most successful people in the world, and I've discovered that there are specific strategies and mindsets that can help us break free from the failure matrix and achieve our goals and dreams. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 of those strategies. So if you're tired of feeling like a failure, if you're ready to turn things around and start living a life of success and fulfillment, then I invite you to keep watching. Because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools and knowledge to break free from the failure matrix and create the life you truly desire. So let's get started. The 5th way to get out of the failure matrix is to take more action. Now I know what you're thinking. Jim, that seems like a no-brainer. Of course we should take more action if we want to succeed. But let me ask you this. How many of us truly take massive action towards our goals and dreams every single day? You see, the sad truth is that most people are living their lives on autopilot. They wake up, go to work, come home, watch TV, and go to bed, only to repeat the same routine day after day. They have big dreams and aspirations, but they never take the necessary action to make them a reality. But let me tell you something, my friends. Success is not a game of chance. It is a game of action. And if you want to break free from the failure matrix and achieve your wildest dreams, you must be willing to take massive action every single day. Now I understand that taking action can be scary. It means stepping out of your comfort zone, facing your fears, and risking failure. But let me tell you, the greatest risk you can take is not taking any risks at all. The greatest failure is not trying at all. So how can we take more action in our lives? The first step is to have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. You must have a burning desire, a deep hunger, and an unrelenting passion for your goals. Without a clear vision, you will lack the motivation and drive to take action. Next, you must have a plan. As the saying goes, a goal without a plan is just a wish. You must break down your big goals into smaller, actionable steps. This will not only make your goals more manageable, but also give you a roadmap to follow. But having a vision and a plan is not enough. You must also have the discipline and commitment to take action every single day. This means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It means pushing through the obstacles and challenges that will inevitably come your way. And let me tell you, my friends, there will be obstacles. There will be setbacks and failures. But it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get back up. It's about having the resilience and determination to keep moving forward no matter what. Now I know some of you may be thinking, but Jim, I don't have the time to take massive action toward my goals. I have a job, a family, and other responsibilities. But let me ask you this. How much time do you spend scrolling through social media or binge watching Netflix? How much time do you waste on activities that do not bring you closer to your goals? The truth is, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's not about having more time. It's about making the most of the time we have. It's about being intentional with our actions and prioritizing what truly matters. And here's the thing, my friends. Taking massive action not only brings us closer to our goals, but also builds momentum. The more action we take, the more we accomplish, and the more motivated we become. It's a positive cycle that propels us toward success. But let me also remind you that taking action is not just about achieving external success. It's also about personal growth and development. Every time we take action, we learn something new. We gain new skills, and we become better versions of ourselves. So my friends, I urge you to take more action toward your goals and dreams. Make a commitment to yourself today, that you will no longer settle for a life of mediocrity, that you will no longer let fear hold you back from your true potential. The 4th way to get out of the failure matrix is to surround yourself with positive influences. Some of you may be thinking, Jim, that sounds too simple. How can surrounding myself with positive influences help me get out of the failure matrix? Well, my friends, let me tell you, it is not as simple as it sounds, but it is one of the most powerful tools you can use to change your life for the better. We are all products of our environment. The people we surround ourselves with, the books we read, the shows we watch, the conversations we have, all of these things shape our thoughts and beliefs. And as we all know, our thoughts and beliefs are what ultimately determine our actions and results in life. So, if you want to get out of the failure matrix, you need to start by surrounding yourself with positive influences. Now, what do I mean by positive influences? I am talking about people who uplift you, inspire you, and motivate you to become the best version of yourself. People who have achieved success in their own lives, and are willing to share their knowledge and wisdom with you. You see, success is not a solo journey. It is a team effort. And if you want to be successful, you need to surround yourself with a team of positive, like-minded individuals who will support and encourage you on your journey. But let me warn you, this is not an easy task. It requires you to be intentional and selective about the people you allow into your inner circle. You need to be mindful of the energy and influence that others bring into your life. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, if you want to change your life, you need to change the people you surround yourself with. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, but Jim, what about my family and friends? I can't just cut them out of my life. And you are absolutely right. I am not saying that you should cut off your family and friends. What I am saying is that you need to be mindful of their influence on you. You need to set boundaries and limit your exposure to negative influences. Surrounding yourself with positive influences also means being intentional about the content you consume. We live in a world where we are bombarded with negative news, gossip, and drama. It is easy to get caught up in all of that. But if you want to get out of the failure matrix, you need to be selective about the information you allow into your mind. Instead of watching the news, read a book that will educate and inspire you. Instead of scrolling through social media, listen to a podcast or watch a TED Talk that will challenge your thinking and help you grow. The content we consume has a significant impact on our mindset and outlook on life. So choose wisely. Another aspect of surrounding yourself with positive influences is being aware of your own thoughts and self-talk. We are our own worst critics, and often we are the ones holding ourselves back from success. So, it is crucial to surround yourself with positive self-talk and affirmations. Remind yourself daily of your strengths, your goals, and your potential. Surround yourself with positive reminders of who you are and who you want to become. But it is not just about surrounding yourself with positive influences. It is also about being a positive influence on others. We all have the power to influence those around us, whether it is our family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers. So use your influence for good. Be the person who lifts others up, who encourages and supports them on their journey. You never know whose life you may change by being a positive influence. My friends, surrounding yourself with positive influences is not a one-time task. It is an ongoing process. As you grow and evolve, so will the people you surround yourself with. And that is a good thing. It means you are constantly seeking out new knowledge, new perspectives, and new experiences. The third way to get out of the failure matrix is by learning from your mistakes. So, why would we want to focus on our mistakes? Isn't it better to just forget about them and move on? Well, my friends, I am here to tell you that our mistakes are some of the greatest teachers we will ever have. They hold valuable lessons that can help us grow and become better versions of ourselves. Think about it. Every successful person you know has made mistakes. In fact, they have probably made more mistakes than the average person. But what sets them apart is that they didn't let those mistakes define them. Instead, they used them as stepping stones to reach their goals and achieve their dreams. So, how can we learn from our mistakes? The first step is to take responsibility for them. It is so easy to blame others or external factors for our failures. But the truth is, we are the ones in control of our own lives. When we take responsibility for our mistakes, we are taking back that control and giving ourselves the power to change and improve. Next, we must reflect on our mistakes. This means taking the time to really think about what went wrong and why. What were the circumstances that led to the mistake? What could we have done differently? This reflection allows us to gain a deeper understanding of our actions and helps us identify patterns that may be holding us back. Once we have reflected on our mistakes, it is important to learn from them. This means taking the lessons we have gained and applying them to our future endeavors. As the saying goes, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If we want to break free from the failure matrix, we must be willing to learn from our mistakes and make changes accordingly. Learning from our mistakes also means being open to feedback. It can be hard to hear criticism, especially when it is about something we have done wrong. But feedback is crucial for growth and improvement. It allows us to see things from a different perspective and identify areas where we can improve. Another important aspect of learning from our mistakes is to not dwell on them. It is natural to feel disappointment or even shame when we make a mistake. But we cannot let those feelings consume us. We must acknowledge them and then let them go. Dwelling on our mistakes only holds us back and prevents us from moving forward. My friends, learning from our mistakes is not always easy. It takes humility, self-reflection, and a willingness to change. But the rewards are worth it. When we learn from our mistakes, we become better, stronger, and more resilient individuals. Now, I want to share with you a personal story about how I learned from my mistakes. Many years ago, I was struggling in my business. I had made some poor decisions that led to financial difficulties, and I was on the brink of failure. I could have given up and let my mistakes define me. But instead, I took responsibility for my actions and reflected on what I could have done differently. Through this reflection, I realized that I lacked discipline and focus. I was easily distracted, and was not putting in the necessary work to achieve success. So, I made a conscious effort to change my habits and become more disciplined. I also sought out mentors and surrounded myself with successful individuals who could guide me and hold me accountable. Through this process, I not only turned my business around, but also learned valuable lessons that have stayed with me throughout my life. I learned the importance of discipline, focus, and seeking guidance from those who have already achieved success. And most importantly, I learned that mistakes do not define us, but how we handle them does. The second way to get out of the failure matrix is by setting clear goals. We all have goals and dreams, but how many of us actually take the time to set clear, specific goals? It is easy to say that we want to be successful, or we want to be happy. But what does that really mean? Without clear goals, we are like ships without a destination, drifting aimlessly in the sea. It is only when we set our sights on a specific destination that we can navigate towards it and reach our desired outcome. So, why is it that so many of us fail to set clear goals? One reason is that we are afraid of failure. We are afraid that if we set a specific goal and don't achieve it, we will feel like a failure. But I am here to tell you that failure is not something to be feared. Failure is simply feedback. It is an opportunity to learn and grow. As the saying goes, if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. Another reason we fail to set clear goals is that we are afraid of success. Yes, you heard me right. We are afraid of success because with success comes responsibility and change. We fear that we may not be able to handle the success and the expectations that come with it. But I want to tell you that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. You have unlimited potential within you, and it is up to you to tap into it. Now let's talk about how to set clear goals. The first step is to have a vision. What is it that you want to achieve? What does success look like to you? Take some time to really think about this and visualize it. The more vivid and detailed your vision is, the more motivated you will be to work towards it. Next, write down your goals. There is power in writing things down. When you write your goals down, you are making a commitment to yourself. You are also creating a roadmap for yourself to follow. Be specific and make your goals measurable. For example, instead of saying, I want to be successful, say, I want to make $100,000 in the next year. Once you have written down your goals, break them down into smaller, achievable tasks. This will make your goals less overwhelming and more manageable. It will also give you a sense of progress as you complete each task. Now I want to share with you a powerful technique that I have used to achieve my own goals. It is called the SMART method. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Let me break it down for you. Specific. Your goals should be specific and clearly defined. Instead of saying, I want to lose weight, say, I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 6 months. Measurable. Your goals should be measurable so that you can track your progress. For example, instead of saying, I want to be a better public speaker, say, I want to give a 15-minute presentation without any notes in 3 months. Achievable. Your goals should be challenging, but achievable. Don't set yourself up for failure by setting unrealistic goals. Start small and build upon your successes. Realistic. Your goals should be realistic based on your current circumstances and resources. It is important to dream big, but also be practical. Time-bound. Your goals should have a deadline. This will give you a sense of urgency and motivation to work towards your goals. Now, I want to emphasize the importance of taking action towards your goals. It is not enough to just write them down and hope for the best. You must take consistent action towards your goals. Remember, success is not a matter of luck or chance. It is a result of daily habits and actions. And finally, I want to remind you that setbacks and obstacles are a part of the journey toward success. Don't let them discourage you or make you give up on your goals. Use them as motivation to keep pushing forward. As Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Now to the number one way to get out of the failure matrix. This is a topic that is near and dear to my heart, because I have seen far too many people fall victim to the grips of this matrix. But let me tell you, there is a way out, and it all starts with taking responsibility. You see, we live in a society where it is so easy to blame others for our failures. We blame our parents, our teachers, our bosses, our circumstances, and even the government. We have become experts at pointing fingers and making excuses. But here's the harsh truth. Blaming others will never get you out of the failure matrix. It will only keep you trapped in it. So, what is this failure matrix? It is a state of mind where we believe that our circumstances control our lives. We believe that we are victims of our circumstances, and there's nothing we can do about it. We get comfortable in our comfort zones and refuse to take risks, or step out of our familiar routines. We settle for mediocrity, and convince ourselves that this is all we are capable of achieving. But let me tell you, my friends, this is not the truth. The truth is that we are the creators of our own lives. We have the power to shape our destiny, and it all starts with taking responsibility. You see, when we take responsibility for our lives, we take back our power. We stop playing the victim and start becoming the hero of our own story. Now I know some of you may be thinking, "But Jim, you don't understand my circumstances. You don't know the struggles I've been through." And you're right, I don't. But I do know that there have been countless individuals who have risen above their circumstances and achieved greatness. And they did it by taking responsibility. Let me share with you a story of a man named Nelson Mandela. He was born into poverty and spent 27 years in prison for fighting against apartheid in South Africa. Now he could have easily blamed his circumstances and given up on his dreams. But instead, he took responsibility for his life and his actions. He used his time in prison to educate himself, and emerged as a powerful leader who helped end apartheid, and became the first black president of South Africa. Now, if someone like Nelson Mandela can take responsibility for his life, and create such a powerful impact, what's stopping us from doing the same? The answer is nothing. The only thing standing in our way is our own mindset. We have to shift our perspective from being victims to being the masters of our own fate. So, how do we take responsibility? It starts with accepting that we are responsible for where we are in life. We may not be responsible for our circumstances, but we are responsible for how we respond to them. We have to stop blaming others and start taking ownership of our choices and actions. Next, we have to let go of our excuses. Excuses are just lies we tell ourselves to justify our lack of action. We have to stop making excuses and start taking action towards our goals. Remember, success is not a matter of luck or chance. It is a result of consistent action. We also have to be willing to step out of our comfort zones. Growth and success do not happen within our comfort zones. We have to be willing to take risks and embrace failure as a stepping stone to success. And finally, we have to surround ourselves with positive influences. As I mentioned earlier, the people we surround ourselves with have a significant impact on our mindset and outlook on life. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, and who hold you accountable for your actions. My friends, taking responsibility for your life is the first step towards breaking free from the failure matrix. It is the key that unlocks the door to a life of success, fulfillment, and abundance. So I urge you to take responsibility for your life today. Stop making excuses and start taking action towards your goals. Remember, you have the power to create the life of your dreams. It all starts with you. I'm thrilled to present today's message on how to overcome self-imposed barriers. Do you often find yourself holding back from reaching your full potential? Well, you're not alone. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in our own thoughts and limitations, hindering our growth and success. But fear not, my friends, because in this video, I'll share with you 5 powerful ways to overcome these obstacles and get out of your own way. These are strategies I've personally used and have helped countless individuals achieve their goals and dreams. So, if you're ready to break free from your own limitations and start living your best life, then buckle up and get ready to be inspired. Remember, you're capable of achieving greatness, and by listening to this message, you can turn things around and start creating the life you truly deserve. Let's dive in and discover the 5 ways to get out of your own way, starting with number 5. Embrace failure and learn from it. Now I know what you're thinking. Failure is not something we want to embrace, let alone learn from. But let me tell you, my friends, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success. In fact, it's one of the most crucial elements in achieving success. We live in a society that glorifies success and demonizes failure. We're constantly bombarded with images of successful people and their achievements. But behind every success story, there are countless failures. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors of all time, failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. Walt Disney was fired from his first job because he lacked creativity. J.K. Rowling, the author of the famous Harry Potter series, was rejected by 12 publishers before finally getting her book published. These are just a few examples of how failure is an essential part of the journey toward success. So, why do we fear failure? Why do we let it hold us back from reaching our full potential? The answer is simple, because we've been conditioned to believe that failure is a bad thing. We're taught to avoid failure at all costs, to play it safe, and to stick to what we know. But let me tell you, my friends, playing it safe will not get you very far in life. If you want to achieve greatness, you must be willing to take risks and embrace failure. Now, I'm not saying that you should actively seek failure, but when it does happen, don't let it discourage you. Instead, use it as a learning opportunity. Failure is the best teacher. It shows us where we went wrong and gives us a chance to improve. As the saying goes, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Every time you fail, get back up and try again, armed with the knowledge and experience gained from your previous failure. Failure is not the end. It's just a stepping stone toward success. It's a necessary part of the journey, and without it, we would never learn, grow, or evolve. Think about it. If you never failed, how would you know what works and what doesn't? How would you improve and become better? Failure is what separates the average from the extraordinary. Those who are willing to embrace failure and learn from it are the ones who will ultimately achieve success. But let me warn you, failure is not easy. It can be painful, humiliating, and demotivating. It takes a strong mindset and a positive attitude to turn failure into a learning experience. But trust me, my friends, it's worth it. The lessons you learn from failure will stay with you for a lifetime, and will help you in all aspects of your life. So, how do we embrace failure and learn from it? The first step is to change our mindset. Instead of seeing failure as a negative thing, see it as an opportunity to improve. Remind yourself that every successful person has failed multiple times before achieving their goals. Second, don't be afraid to take risks. If you're always playing it safe, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. And finally, when you do fail, take the time to reflect on what went wrong and how you can do better next time. Use failure as a tool to improve and grow. Which leads us to number 4. Take responsibility for your actions. What do I mean by this? It means that we must stop making excuses, pointing fingers, and blaming others for our circumstances. We must take ownership of our actions and the results they bring. This is not an easy task, but it's a necessary one if we want to achieve success and live a fulfilling life. It's easy to play the victim and shift the blame onto others. But in the long run, it only hinders our growth and potential. When we take responsibility for our actions, we're taking control of our lives. We're no longer at the mercy of external factors. We become the masters of our own destiny. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, but what if it really is someone else's fault? What if they did something that directly affected me? My response to that is this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. What matters is how you respond to the situation. You can either choose to dwell on the blame and let it consume you, or you can take responsibility and find a solution. Taking responsibility also means being accountable for our mistakes. We're all human, and we're bound to make mistakes. but what separates successful individuals from the rest is their ability to take ownership of those mistakes and learn from them. It takes courage and humility to admit when we're wrong, but it's a crucial step in our personal growth. Furthermore, taking responsibility for our actions also means taking control of our thoughts and emotions. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. We must learn to be proactive rather than reactive. Instead of letting our emotions dictate our actions, we must take a step back, assess the situation, and respond in a way that aligns with our goals and values. Now I must warn you, taking responsibility for our actions is not a one-time thing. It's a continuous process. We must constantly evaluate ourselves and hold ourselves accountable. It's not enough to say, I take responsibility. We must also follow through with our actions. We must be consistent and persistent in our efforts to improve ourselves and our circumstances. Which leads us to number 3. Surround yourself with positive and supportive people. You may be wondering, why is this so important? Why do I need to surround myself with positive and supportive people? Well, the answer is simple. Because the people we surround ourselves with have a tremendous impact on our lives. They can either lift us up or bring us down, inspire us or demotivate us, support us or hold us back. And it's up to us to choose who we allow into our lives, and who we keep at a distance. Negative people have a way of spreading their negativity like a virus. They can bring you down, make you doubt yourself, and hold you back from achieving your dreams. That's why it's crucial to surround yourself with positive people who will lift you up, support you, and believe in you. Now, surrounding yourself with positive people doesn't mean surrounding yourself with a bunch of yes men and yes women. It doesn't mean surrounding yourself with people who will tell you what you want to hear. It means surrounding yourself with people who will tell you what you need to hear. People who will challenge you, push you out of your comfort zone, and help you grow. People who will hold you accountable and keep you on track. People who genuinely care about your success and will do everything in their power to see you succeed. So, how do you surround yourself with such people? The first step is to evaluate your current circle of influence. Take a look at the people you spend the most time with. Are they positive and supportive? Do they inspire you to be better? Do they believe in your dreams and goals? If the answer is no, then it's time to make some changes. It's time to distance yourself from those who bring you down, and start seeking out positive and supportive individuals. The second step is to be intentional about who you let into your life. Don't just accept anyone into your circle of influence. Be selective. Surround yourself with people who have similar values, goals, and ambitions. Seek out mentors and coaches who can guide you and help you grow. Join groups and communities of like-minded individuals who will support and encourage you. Remember, it's not about the quantity of people in your life. It's about the quality. The third and final step is to be a positive and supportive person yourself. As the saying goes, you attract what you put out into the world. If you want to surround yourself with positive and supportive people, then you must also be positive and supportive. Be the kind of person you want to have in your life. Lift others up, support them, and believe in them. By being a positive and supportive person, you will naturally attract the same kind of people into your life. Which leads us to number 2. Get out of your own way by setting realistic goals. One of the biggest obstacles we face in achieving our dreams and reaching our full potential is ourselves. We often get in our own way with self-doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs. But the good news is, we have the power to overcome these obstacles and achieve greatness. And it all starts with setting realistic goals. Now let me be clear, setting goals is not about wishful thinking or daydreaming. It's about creating a roadmap for your life, and taking action towards your desired destination. It's about being intentional and purposeful in your actions. As the saying goes, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So, how do we set realistic goals? The first step is to have a clear vision of what you want to achieve. Imagine yourself living your dream life. What does it look like? How does it feel? What are you doing? Who are you with? The more specific you can be, the better. This vision will serve as your North Star, guiding you towards your goals. Next, break down your vision into smaller, achievable goals. These are the stepping stones that will lead you to your ultimate destination. It's important to make these goals realistic and attainable. Setting goals that are too big or unrealistic can lead to frustration and disappointment. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Once you have your goals in place, it's time to take action. This is where the magic happens. You must be willing to put in the work and make sacrifices to achieve your goals. Success is not convenient. It requires discipline, determination, and perseverance. There will be times when you will face challenges and setbacks. But it's important to stay focused on your goals and keep moving forward. Another crucial aspect of setting realistic goals is accountability. It's easy to make excuses and give up when we are the only ones holding ourselves accountable. That's why it's important to have an accountability partner, or join a mastermind group. These individuals will hold you accountable and push you to be your best self. Now, I want to address something that often holds people back from setting realistic goals: fear of failure. We've all experienced failure at some point in our lives, and it can be a painful and humbling experience. But I'm here to tell you that failure is not the end. It's an opportunity to learn and grow. In fact, I would argue that failure is a necessary part of success. It teaches us resilience, determination, and the importance of setting realistic goals. Lastly, I want to leave you with a powerful tool that will help you in setting and achieving your goals. The power of visualization. Visualization is the process of creating a mental image of yourself achieving your goals. It's a powerful technique used by many successful individuals, including athletes and entrepreneurs. By visualizing your success, you are programming your mind for success. It helps you stay motivated and focused on your goals. Which leads us to number 1. Get out of your own way by identifying and challenging negative self-talk. Now you may be wondering, what exactly is negative self-talk? It's that little voice inside your head that constantly tells you that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, that you're not worthy of happiness and success. It's the voice that plants seeds of doubt and fear in your mind, and if you allow it to, it can hold you back from achieving your dreams. We all have this voice, and it's a natural part of being human. However, the difference between successful people and those who struggle is that successful people know how to identify and challenge their negative self-talk. They understand that this voice is not the truth. It's simply a reflection of their fears and insecurities. So, how do we identify negative self-talk? The first step is to become aware of it. Pay attention to your thoughts and the words you use when talking to yourself. Are they positive and empowering, or negative and limiting? If you find yourself constantly doubting your abilities and putting yourself down, then you are engaging in negative self-talk. The next step is to challenge this negative self-talk. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Is there any evidence to support it? More often than not, you'll realize that these thoughts are baseless, and have no real evidence to support them. They're simply a product of your fears and insecurities. Once you've identified and challenged your negative self-talk, it's time to replace it with positive self-talk. This is where affirmations come into play. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself to counteract negative thoughts. For example, if your negative self-talk tells you that you're not smart enough to achieve your goals, you can counteract it by saying, I am intelligent and capable of achieving anything I set my mind to. But affirmations alone are not enough. You must also take action towards your goals. As the saying goes, actions speak louder than words. You can tell yourself all the positive things in the world, but if you don't take action, nothing will change. So, make a plan, set goals, and take consistent action towards achieving them. Another way to challenge negative self-talk is to surround yourself with positive and supportive people. The people you spend the most time with have a significant impact on your thoughts and beliefs. So choose your circle wisely. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, support you, and encourage you to be your best self. In addition to that, it's crucial to practice self-care and self-love. Take care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Treat yourself with kindness and compassion. Remember, you are your own best friend, and you should always be there to lift yourself up, not tear yourself down. Now I want to address a common misconception about negative self-talk. Some people believe that it's necessary to be hard on themselves to push themselves to achieve more. But let me tell you, that's not the case. Negative self-talk does not motivate you. It only holds you back. It's like trying to drive a car with a handbrake on. You may move forward, but at a much slower pace and with a lot more effort. So my friends, I urge you to be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same love and compassion that you would show to your loved ones. Remember, you are worthy, you are capable, and you deserve all the happiness and success in the world. Remember, You have the power to shape your thoughts and create your reality. So, choose to believe in yourself, take action, and never let negative self-talk hold you back from reaching your full potential. Thank you. Today, I'm excited to share with you the top 5 ways to overcome obstacles and achieve success. In life, we often hold ourselves back from reaching our full potential due to self-doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs. But the good news is that we have the power to change this. In today's message, I want to encourage you to take a step back and reflect on your actions and thoughts. Are they helping or hindering your success? Remember, you are not alone in this struggle. Many people, including myself, have faced similar challenges on our journey toward success. The key is to recognize and overcome these obstacles. The 5th way to get out of your own way and achieve success is to embrace failure and learn from it. Failure is not something to be feared. It is a necessary part of the journey toward success. Without failure, there can be no success. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. The sooner we understand this, the sooner we can use failure to our advantage. Let me share with you a story from my own life. When I was 25 years old, I was working as a stock clerk at a department store. I was barely making enough to get by and I was feeling lost and unfulfilled. But then I met a man who introduced me to the world of personal development. He gave me a book to read, and that book changed my life. I became obsessed with personal development and started attending seminars and workshops. I even started my own small business selling motivational tapes, and for a while, I was successful. But then I made a mistake. I invested all my money in a business venture that failed miserably. I lost everything I had worked so hard for. At that moment, I felt like a complete failure. I was embarrassed and ashamed. But then I remembered something that my mentor told me. He said, "Failure is not a person. It's an event. It's not permanent. It's temporary. You may have failed, but you are not a failure." Those words stuck with me, and I realized that I had a choice. I could either let this failure define me and give up on my dreams, or I could learn from it and use it to propel me forward. And that's exactly what I did. I learned valuable lessons from that failure. I learned the importance of due diligence, of not putting all my eggs in one basket, and most importantly, I learned that failure is not the end, but rather a stepping stone toward success. And that's exactly what happened. I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and started all over again. And this time, armed with the lessons from my failure, I achieved even greater success. I became a millionaire by the age of 31, and I have been able to impact millions of lives through my teachings. Now, I share this story with you not to brag, but to show you that failure is not something to be feared. It is a necessary part of the journey toward success. The sooner we embrace it, the sooner we can learn from it and use it to our advantage. Failure is not a setback. It's a setup for a comeback. It's an opportunity for us to grow, to learn, and to become better versions of ourselves. And the only way to truly fail is to give up and not learn from our mistakes. So my friends, I encourage you to embrace failure. Don't let it discourage you or define you. Instead, use it as a tool to propel you toward success. Remember, it's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get back up and keep going. Now, you may be wondering, how do we learn from failure? Well, here are a few steps that I have found to be helpful. First, take responsibility. It's easy to blame others or external circumstances for our failures, but the truth is, we are the ones in control of our lives. By taking responsibility, we can learn from our mistakes and make better choices in the future. Second, reflect on what went wrong. Take a step back and analyze the situation. What could you have done differently? What lessons can you take away from this experience? Reflection is key to learning from failure. Third, don't dwell on the past. It's important to learn from our failures, but it's equally important to not dwell on them. Accept what happened, learn from it, and move on. Don't let it hold you back from future successes. And finally, use failure as motivation. Let it fuel you to work harder, to be more determined, and to never give up on your dreams. Remember, every successful person has faced failure at some point in their journey. It's how we handle it that sets us apart. Now let's move on to number 4. The 4th way to get out of your own way and achieve success is by surrounding yourself with positive influences. Success is not achieved in isolation. It is a result of the people we surround ourselves with, the books we read, and the information we consume. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So, if you want to achieve success, you must surround yourself with positive influences. But what exactly do I mean by positive influences? Let me break it down for you. First and foremost, positive influences are people who uplift and inspire you. These are the individuals who believe in you, support you, and push you to be your best self. They are the ones who see your potential and encourage you to reach for it. They are not afraid to give you constructive criticism, but they do it with love and kindness. These people are like a breath of fresh air in a world filled with negativity. They remind you that anything is possible, and that you are capable of achieving greatness. On the other hand, negative influences are like a dark cloud that follows you everywhere you go. They are the naysayers, the doubters, and the dream killers. They are the ones who tell you that you're not good enough, that your dreams are unrealistic, and that you should settle for mediocrity. These people drain your energy and bring you down. They make you doubt yourself and your abilities, and worst of all, they hold you back from reaching your full potential. Now, I'm not saying that you should cut off all the negative influences in your life. That would be impossible. But what you can do is limit your exposure to them and instead surround yourself with positive influences. So, who are these positive influences? They can be anyone. Your family, friends, mentors, colleagues, or even strangers. What's important is that they have a positive impact on your life. They are the ones who believe in you, encourage you, and inspire you to be your best self. But it's not just about the people you surround yourself with. It's also about the information you consume. In today's digital age, we are bombarded with all kinds of information, some positive, some negative. It's up to us to filter out the negative and focus on the positive. One of the best ways to do this is by reading books. As Charlie Tremendous Jones said, you will be the same person in 5 years as you are today except for the people you meet and the books you read. Books have the power to change our perspective, open our minds, and inspire us to take action. They are a source of knowledge, wisdom, and motivation. So, make it a habit to read books that will uplift and inspire you. Another way to surround yourself with positive influences is by attending seminars, workshops, and conferences. These events bring together like-minded individuals who are all striving for personal growth and success. They provide a platform for you to learn from experts, network with others, and gain new insights and perspectives. So, make it a point to attend these events and surround yourself with people who are on the same journey as you. You can also surround yourself with positive influences by joining a mastermind group. This is a group of individuals who meet regularly to support and encourage each other's personal and professional growth. They share their knowledge, experiences, and resources to help each other achieve their goals. Being a part of a mastermind group can be a game changer in your journey toward success. I want to talk about the power of visualization. Surrounding yourself with positive influences also means surrounding yourself with positive thoughts. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help you achieve your goals. By visualizing yourself as successful, you are programming your mind to believe that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. So, surround yourself with positive thoughts and affirmations. Write them down, say them out loud, and believe in them. Now, on to number 3. Before we dive into number 3, I want to start off by asking you a question. What is the one thing that is holding you back from achieving the success that you desire? Think about it for a moment. Is it fear, doubt, lack of resources? While these are all valid reasons, I believe that the biggest obstacle standing in the way of our success is ourselves. Yes, you heard me right. We are often our own worst enemy when it comes to achieving our goals and reaching our full potential. We let our own thoughts and insecurities hold us back from taking action and going after what we truly want in life. But I'm here to tell you that it is time to get out of your own way and take action towards your dreams. So, what is the number 3 way to get out of your own way and achieve success? It is simple. Take action. Action is the key ingredient to success. Without it, all of our dreams and goals will remain just that, dreams. We can have all the knowledge, skills, and resources in the world, but if we do not take action, we will never see any results. I know that taking action can be scary. It requires us to step out of our comfort zones and face our fears. But let me tell you, the rewards of taking action far outweigh the temporary discomfort that we may feel. When we take action, We are telling the universe that we are serious about our goals, and that we are ready to make them a reality. Now, I am not saying that taking action means jumping into things blindly. No, it is important to have a plan, and to do your research. But do not get stuck in the planning phase. Many of us fall into the trap of overthinking and overanalyzing, which leads to inaction. We convince ourselves that we are not ready, or that we need more time when, in reality, we are just afraid to take that first step. But let me ask you this. What is the worst that could happen if you take action towards your goals? You may fail, yes, that is a possibility. But let me tell you, failure is not the end. It is simply a learning experience. Failure is what leads to growth and ultimately success. So, do not let the fear of failure hold you back from taking action. Another reason why we may struggle to take action is because we are waiting for the perfect moment. We tell ourselves that we will start working towards our goals when the timing is right. But let me tell you, there will never be a perfect moment. Life is unpredictable, and there will always be obstacles and challenges along the way. So, do not wait for the perfect moment, create it. Take action now, and adjust along the way. I also want to address the issue of procrastination. We have all been guilty of it at some point in our lives. We put off taking action because we convince ourselves that we have plenty of time. But time is our most valuable asset, and we cannot afford to waste it. We must realize that every day we delay taking action, we are delaying our success. So, do not let procrastination be the reason why you do not achieve your dreams. Take action now, and make the most of your time. You may be thinking, but Jim, I do not know where to start. My answer to that is simple. Just start. Take that first step, no matter how small it may seem. The important thing is that you are moving forward. As you continue to take action, you will gain momentum, and before you know it, you will be well on your way towards achieving your goals. I also want to remind you that taking action does not mean that you have to do everything on your own. It is important to surround yourself with a supportive network of individuals who can help you along your journey. Seek out mentors, coaches, and like-minded individuals who can offer guidance and support. Remember, success is not a solo journey. It takes a team effort. And now, on to number 2. The second way to get out of your own way and achieve success is to believe in yourself. Believing in yourself is not just a catchy phrase or a feel-good mantra. It is the foundation of success. It is the key to unlocking your full potential and achieving your dreams. Yet so many of us struggle with this simple concept. We doubt ourselves, we second-guess our abilities, and we let fear hold us back. But I am here to tell you that you are capable, you are worthy, and you have what it takes to succeed. All you have to do is believe in yourself. You see, success is not just about talent or intelligence. It is about mindset. It is about having the confidence and self-belief to take action and make things happen. As Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Your thoughts and beliefs have a powerful impact on your actions and ultimately your results. So, how can you start believing in yourself? The first step is to understand that you are unique and have something special to offer the world. Each and every one of us has our own set of talents, skills, and experiences that make us who we are. Embrace your individuality, and recognize that you have something valuable to contribute. Next, it is important to let go of self-doubt and negative self-talk. We are often our own worst critics, constantly questioning our abilities and putting ourselves down. But this kind of thinking will only hold you back. Instead, focus on your strengths and achievements. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and use them as fuel to keep moving forward. Another key aspect of believing in yourself is to surround yourself with positivity. This includes the people you spend time with, the books you read, and the thoughts you allow into your mind. Choose to be around people who uplift and support you, and stay away from those who bring you down. Read books and listen to podcasts that inspire and motivate you, and most importantly, be mindful of your thoughts, and replace any negative ones with positive affirmations. Visualization is also a powerful tool in building self-belief. Take some time each day to visualize yourself achieving your goals and living your dream life. See yourself as confident, successful, and capable. This will not only boost your self-esteem, but it will also help you stay focused and motivated. But perhaps the most important aspect of believing in yourself is to take action. You can have all the confidence and self-belief in the world, but if you don't take action, nothing will change. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and take risks. As the saying goes, fortune favors the bold. Believe in yourself enough to take that leap of faith and pursue your dreams. Now, I know that believing in yourself is not always easy. We all face challenges and setbacks that can shake our confidence, but it is during these times that it is most important to have faith in yourself. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of the journey. Use your failures as learning experiences and keep moving forward. As we continue our journey of personal development, I want you to make a commitment to yourself today. A commitment to believe in yourself and your abilities. A commitment to take action and pursue your dreams. A commitment to surround yourself with positivity and let go of self-doubt. And a commitment to never give up, no matter how many times you may stumble. Believe in yourself, my friends. Believe that you have what it takes to achieve greatness. Believe that you are worthy and deserving of success. And most importantly, believe that you are capable of getting out of your own way and achieving your wildest dreams. And lastly, the one we've been waiting for, number 1. So, why do we set goals and yet fail to achieve them? The answer is simple. We get in our own way. We are our own worst enemies when it comes to success. We doubt ourselves. We procrastinate, we make excuses, and we let fear hold us back. But what if I told you that there is a way to overcome all of these obstacles and achieve success? Yes, it's possible, and it all starts with number 1, which is setting clear goals and creating a plan. Let me share with you a personal story. When I was in my 20s, I was broke, had no job, and was struggling to make ends meet. I was going nowhere in life, and I felt stuck. But then I attended a seminar where the speaker talked about the power of goal setting. It was a light bulb moment for me. I realized that I needed to set clear goals and create a plan if I wanted to change my life. So, I went home and wrote down my goals. I wrote down what I wanted to achieve in my personal life, my career, and my finances. And then I created a plan to achieve those goals. I started taking action, and within a year, my life had completely transformed. I had a successful career, financial stability, and a sense of purpose. All because I set clear goals and created a plan. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. But Jim, I have set goals before, and I still haven't achieved them. Well, let me tell you this. Setting goals is not enough. You need to have a plan in place to achieve those goals. You can't just wish for something to happen, you have to make it happen. Let me break it down for you. Setting clear goals is like having a destination in mind. You know where you want to go, but you need a map to get there. And that's where creating a plan comes in. Your plan is like a map that will guide you towards your goals. It will help you stay on track and overcome any obstacles that come your way. But here's the thing. Your plan doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it probably won't be. But that's okay. As long as you have a plan, you can always make adjustments along the way. The important thing is that you take action and keep moving forward towards your goals. Now that you have set clear goals, it's time to create a plan. Your plan should be specific to your goals. It should outline the steps you need to take to achieve your goals. It should also include a timeline, resources you need, and potential obstacles you might face. But here's the most crucial part. You need to take action. Your plan will not work if you don't take action. Remember, a plan is useless without action. So, get out there and start taking small, consistent steps towards your goals. I want to leave you with this quote by Zig Ziglar. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Don't wait for the perfect moment to start working towards your goals. The perfect moment is now. Start taking action, and you will see progress. Thank you.